Okay. Let me start. Let me share my screen. And so, okay. This session has been recorded. Okay. And feel free to ask your questions in the chat. Okay. And so Sanya is here. She will look at you. She will make sure that your questions get answered. Okay. So what we're going to talk about here is we are going to kick off the World Robot Olympiad 2022 season. Okay. I'm Dinesh Bhatt. I am one of the members of the Robotics for Youth organization. Right. I'll talk about more about our organization later, but we conduct this have been conducting the VA Maryland DC area competition, regional competition for the last 4 to 5 years. Last year was a difficult season. We conducted virtual competition. I think the year before that, I don't think we did much there. But before that, before the pandemic, we had regional competitions with 60 teams participating. So I'll talk about that more. So what I'll talk about is, I'll describe what the competition is about. There are some new folks here as well, so some of the information may be basic. But I'll talk about how to go about registering for the competition, what this competition is about. Some are starting their robotics journey now, so what we have look forward to, right? This is robotics journey, right? We have kids starting now. We have kids participating in this robotics in competitions, learning about robotics programming for a long time, and then they make it their career. So this is a great way to start your journey into technology. Okay, so let me start with what Robotics for Youth is about. So like I said, I'm Dinesh Bhatt. I have with me Saji as well, who's another member of adult member of this group. And then we have what Robotics for Youth is a nonprofit org where our goal is to provide leadership opportunities to kids in STEM areas. We promote STEM. We support teams that participate in robotics competitions. We offer mentoring sessions in robotics, drones, programming. There are other members who are doing a lot more work in those areas. We just finished a machine learning class. We finished. We're finishing a Power BI. You can go to our YouTube channel to look at or review those classes as well. We have conducted mentoring sessions on branding, on interviewing, a holistic program, right? A holistic approach to helping kids grow. Last year we had, I think, helped about 20 plus kids on their AWS cloud certification as well. So we have a lot of great adults and kids volunteer to promote STEM. Okay, you can always reach us out at the link here, or send us an email. Okay. So what is this session about? The World Robotics Olympiad is a global competition held by, is conducted by the World Robotics Olympiad Association. It's been going on for some time. It's a competition that has been, it's very popular abroad. In US, competitions or competitions organized by FIRST are more popular in this area, but World Robot Olympiad is also gaining momentum. Like I said, this competition is conducted in over 80 countries. So every year, World Robot Olympiad releases a new challenge, which all students from all over the world participate in. They compete at a local level, qualify at the regional levels. From regionals, they qualify to nationals, and from nationals over to internationals. Every year, there's the internationals are conducted in a different country. I was, fortunate enough to be able to attend the international competition. Okay, we're continuing recording. So about 70 countries participated as a major. It's amazing to see all the kids from all over the country, all over the world participate. Right, it's a great world building event. Okay, so what is this competition about? Right, so let's see. Okay, so this year the competition is still the same. This year the competitions have been named differently, right? Earlier it was all about general robot mission, robot performance, elementary, junior categories and senior categories. This year they have 4 categories. The one is Robomission, which is all about robotics performance. Given a challenge, you get a mat and a 4x8 table. You build a robot using Lego tools. I'll describe this more in detail. And then students have a limited time to build, design, and a design program, and then run the mission, right? And they're judged on the score that their robot. They're scored on the number of missions that they can complete, and then they get 3 rounds of these missions, and they get ranked on the number of points they collect. That's one. I'll go over the details later. The second is RoboSports, which is previous years this was a football or soccer competition. This year it's a tennis competition where 2 teams compete with 2 robots each. Okay. Future Innovators is more like a science project which includes robotics. So you have to still use robots to build as a part of your science project. It could be any project. It's very free form. Future Engineers is about, this is a new category where I think this year, you can choose, you build a autonomous driving robot that traverses around a given course. Okay. Now, robotic for youth, we only support the Robomission and the Future Innovators. Okay. If there is enough interest, we may also support RoboSports as well. Okay. But if you have an interest in other areas, we can discuss that. But most of the interest is around Robomission, and if needed, we can support Future Innovators as well. Okay. Like I said earlier, you participate. We conduct the regional competitions for this area, and then teams that qualify on a minimum score that's needed for nationals then move on to nationals. There, every country gets about are allowed to send 2 to 3 teams, top scoring teams, to the internationals. Right. There are some other countries that also have invitationals that you can participate in as well. I will let you know if you're interested. Okay. Please let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Any questions, Sania?
Yeah. Not yet.
Okay. By the way, sorry, we have two of our student volunteers here as well, Sania and Evan. They will help. They will help you answer some of the questions as well. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. So actually, we recently moved from Charlotte to North Carolina here, and my son was in some Lego FLL there. Like when you say you're forming this team, so you guide a team and then to be part of, like, you coach the team?
We conduct the competition. Like, you participated in the FLL competition in Charlottesville. We conduct the DC area competitions, right? But later we'll also help form teams as well, right? That part will help you as well, right? But we actually conduct the competition here, right? For the regionals. Okay.
Okay, so you conduct the competition. So, like, if we want to be part of a team, like, is there something that you will help us?
Yes. Yeah, we'll do that as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So what is the Robomission competition about? There are three categories based on ages, right? There's elementary, junior and senior. Elementary is 8 to 12 years, junior is 11 to 15 years. There's an overlap, right? And senior is 14 to 19. Each group gets a different challenge, right? The reason there is a variation, there is an overlap, is that your team sizes is limited to 2 to 3, guided by a coach, and the category that you qualify is based on the eldest kid in your age group, right? And the way to figure out which age group you qualify is for your kids. What is your kid's age at December 2022, right? That's how you then fit into it. So if your kid is 12 years old at December 2022, then they can qualify in both elementary or junior. Obviously, the challenges get tougher and tougher as you progress up the categories, right? Okay. So again, for all of these Robomissions, the hardware that you use is Lego based. This is earlier we used the EV3 Mindstorm kits. Now they have been I think they are no longer supported or built by Lego. But if you have a kit that you use for FLL or other robot projects, you can still continue to use those. But as long as you use a Lego based kit, you are free to use any kit. Obviously, the newer ones are called now Spike Prime, I think. Robo Inventor. I mean, these are different kits that you can use. So you can mix and match those if necessary. Okay. Software. Now, this is the other part where software, typically, you're used to using block programming for your software. You can also use Python, Java, right? So there are now these Flash card-based, that you can insert a Flash card into your EV3 or your Lego brick, and then you can use any programming language as well. Okay. So there is rules around it, right? Other rules of what sensors you can use. So they also have to be Lego based, except for some color sensors that are Technique, that are sourced from a company called Technique. Okay. So there's again a very fixed set of hardware parts that you can use. Okay, I will briefly share with you a video of what the competition looks like. Okay, and this is a virtual competition that we conducted last year. So, but the other part is, okay, let me go over. Let's see. Let me go over the video of some of the pictures of past competitions. Again, for those who are familiar with FLL, is same sized table, right? So the kids, you get a mat with game pieces on it, and then now in case of FLL, you get the robot back. Your robot starts in the base, and then it automatically performs missions, comes back to the base. Then you can change your tooling and then send back. In case of World Robot Olympiad competitions, you cannot touch the robot once it leaves the base. You can only touch it after the time lapses, or you want to stop the robot, right? It has to complete its mission autonomously. Okay. So
a question.
Yes.
So a person asked, would a kid who is 7 on December 2022 participate?
So the thing is, we can be lax about it. We allow you to participate. I think, right, I can check with our national organizers whether that would be there would be some restriction if you qualify for nationals and you want to go to nationals. Okay, I'll get back to you on that. Okay, sure. Okay, so if you look at this is it can be pretty big, right? You have a lot of kids participating in here, and we got a lot of tables. Earlier, we in the previous years, you had to build the robot on the site. Okay, but this year they removed that restriction. You can just like in FLL, you could pre-build the robot and bring it to the competition. You can do the same thing here. Earlier, you would give you about 2 to 2.5 hours to build the robot, and then participate, right? But now that's been removed. Now you can directly bring your robot, a pre-built robot, into competition and participate. Obviously, there are a lot of other things, variations in terms of lighting, in terms of other areas, about who those who participated in this competition, how difficult it is. It works at home, doesn't work at, in the competition, right? And then you have to tune it there, but that still applies. Okay. So these are all the different, there are about 60 teams that have participated, and it is a fun event. One more thing about this is, I'll share with you how this works. You start with the randomization, right? We randomize the game pieces, and then we basically start the rounds. I'll just run this video, okay, and then give you a good example. This will give you a good example of how.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess we'll start with the randomization. All right. So you're starting from the wall for the waiting cards. It's going to be blue, green, red, green, and red.
This is about moving the cars
to
different parking lots, right? Based on their colors and so on.
We will have the first row is going to be column 2. Yep, that one. Second row is going to be also column 2. And third row is going to be column 1.
This competition was conducted virtually by our student volunteers.
So for the barriers, we have row 3 and column 4. And row 1, column 3. Is that the same color? Yeah, that's just it. Okay, so we'll move to column 4 on row 1. Okay. So is your robot set up? Yeah. Okay, so are you ready to start your round?
You're done with the cars, right?
Yeah, we just did the cars.
Yeah, it's all randomized.
So ref, are you ready?
Yep.
And timekeeper, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. So compulsive chargers, round 1. Good luck. We will give you a countdown.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh. Yeah, this was not a, let's see if, okay, let's start it. It's following a line here, right? It's detecting the color, right? And it has to move the car into a specific area. So you get about
1 minute remaining.
Yeah, you get about 2 minutes to perform as many missions as you can. Okay, and you can come back to the base. Okay, so.
Would you like us to stop time? Okay.
Okay. So.
Awesome.
So this is an example of of a round for Robomission. This was, I think, this was the junior category. Okay. So let me move on. Let me know if you have any questions here. Okay. Okay, same. Now I talked to you about the requirements, right? The requirements, again, you have to be using Lego Mindstorm kits. There was very old kits, NXT, EV3, Spike Prime, Robot Innovator. These are all different kits with sensors. You can use infrared sensors, color sensors, gyros, touch sensors, right, and so on, right? All those sensors can be used. Multiple different kinds of motors. And one sense, there is one exception to the Lego rule is that you can use a high technique color sensor, which has a broader range of colors that you can detect. And sometimes that's very useful because most of the World Robot Olympiad challenges are based on detecting color of the game pieces, right? And sometimes, and that's very useful. These have a longer range and are more sensitive to colors. Okay, and I think they are better suited for different lighting conditions. Again, you can program using block programming, which you see here, right? Or you can use Python, or even some there's Go, Java. There are different languages that you can use. So it's also a great way to start learning a programming language. The robot has to fit into a 25 centimeter by 20 centimeter square. So that is a requirement. Okay, so that's the constraint. So you have to be careful to design your robot around that constraint. Okay, and this includes the cabling as well, right? At the start of the start of the round. Okay, so how do you start a team, right? So certainly we'll help you form teams when you cannot, but I think the best way, to do start team, as I started, Saji will also, he will also confirm that we all started, without knowing much about robotics, but it's a journey, right? So parents participating, and having their kids, and mentoring their kids, right? It's a great way to start. So yes, parents, we recommend that you be the coach. We'll help you mentor as well, right? And then, you be the coach, then you decide on the age group and competition. Okay. Identifying team members. So age group, like I talked to you about, based on what age your kid is at on December 2022, you can choose either to be, if you're which group that you want to compete in. Okay. So identify your team members, minimum 2 students, right? 2, max 3, and then and 1 coach. Okay, you register your team. Now we have a national organizer. Every country has a national organizer that with whom we need to register teams. The national organizer is US Science and Engineering League. So they conduct the official competition in US. So you have to register your team with them. The registration fee is $50. Now I'll give you the overall cost later as well. So there is a site for registration. You register the team. So, and then you can purchase your robot kits from, let's see if I can share that. If I have it somewhere here, yeah. So you can purchase your kits from the Lego site. Okay, I think this is the site. This is a kit that I think now is more prevalent now. This is the official kit. The earlier EV3 kits, you can still use them if you had them, right? So that investment doesn't go away, right? Those work great as well. But these are the newer kits. If you don't have a kit, then this kit will, buy this kit and then it will last you for, for years. Next, you can purchase a game mat and game materials. So the links are, I will share the presentation with you. You can purchase the game pieces. So the game pieces are built out of these Lego blocks. So there is instructions on how to build those game pieces. And then, your mats for each year are available here. So you order those as well from this site. Okay. And you can also, use it optionally, you can buy a table here or you can build one. If you don't want a table, you can lay the mat on the floor and still work with it. It's still okay, but tables are better in terms of being able to align the robot and so on. Okay. So then you register for the competition. So we are, we have not yet published the competition on the official national, US national website. We will be doing that, and I'll share the details. But I'll also share it when the local competitions are going to be held. Okay, so you will, you decide on a location where your team is going to meet, schedule practices, right? recommended that you meet at least 3 hours a week, if not more. If kids are interested, obviously the more they put into this building robots, practicing it, the more they'll get out of it, right? It needs, to build robots, right, that really work well. You need a lot of iterations. Okay. We will conduct regular workshops and mentoring sessions. So watch out for those as well, and you can enter those. They may be in person if conditions permit, or they may be online. Okay. Any questions until now? Okay. I want to talk about the second option, future innovators. This is about, this is another option where you can decide on a particular, solving a particular problem. It needs to have a robot component in it, right? But for example, someone talked about, automated farming, right, was one option. There are many different, right, projects. Any science project, including some robot element, you can participate in it. There is a rubric to, you'll be judged on the project. There's a rubric of what criteria we're looking for, and then you can present that to the judges. We don't have too many participants in this category, but if you are interested, we can make that happen as well. Okay. So for those who are starting this journey, right, this is right. See, this is just the beginning of the journey. So you have all these different competitions, right? So World Robot Olympiad has 3 levels, right? 8 to 12, right? 11 to 15. I think these ages are slightly different here. I'll correct them, but until 19, right? And then first 19 years of age, you're competing here locally. Obviously, you can continue to, with the kids can continue the robotics journey in college and beyond as well, right, in their careers. First is another group that's more popular in the US, and they have 3 different competitions. Again, their ages, their levels are very much similar. Okay. So you start with Legos, you start with block programming, and you progress into Java, Android, machine learning, and computer vision, motion profiling software. It gets very, very advanced, and there's a lot of opportunity for kids to learn pretty much, amazing things. I'm amazed every day when I coach the high school teams, right, and what they can do. Right? So, and a couple of kids, my students are here. They can attest to this as well. I mean, they're learning a lot of new things every day. Okay. Regarding the season, now the seasons overlap slightly. So, but they're fairly separated out. So now you have year-long participation in robotics, right? WRO season, World Robotics Olympiad season starts from January, ends in August. Obviously, we are not talking about the world's internationals, right? But that extends to November. Same thing with FIRST. Their season starts in September, extends on to February, March. Their world competition is somewhere in April. But these seasons don't overlap as much, so you can compete in both year round, right? Okay. The cost of the competition, right? So every year you'll have to register with your team with the national. This applies to both, but I'm talking about World Robot Olympiad competitions. $50 for registration. Our competitions, we have 2 competitions. One we likely is a local. Will be virtual. It's a local competition for prepping you for states. It's fee is $50. Likely somewhere around June end, and this is tentative at this point. And then the regional competition where you qualify based on a certain score for nationals. That's $100 registration, and it will be held somewhere in July. Our nationals are going to be held in I think California in August of 2nd week. Okay. Like I said, then the other expenses, game mat, game pieces, right? They are game mat is you need to purchase a new game mat every year because there's a new challenge. Game pieces you only have to purchase them once, and then you can break them apart and then reassemble them for the new challenges next year. Same thing for the game table. Obviously, it's always going to be a 4x8 size table. So it's only a one-time purchase. And your robot kit, again, it's a one-time purchase. Obviously, as you get advanced, you're purchasing more sensors, you're purchasing more different kinds of parts. And then you may also look at 2 different robots as you get advanced, where you're trying things on one and you have your competition robot on another, and so on. So, you can build that kit over time. Okay. So resources, again, here are all the resources you have. Robotics for Youth will conduct regular workshops to help you. I recommend books for build. These are Isogava's books on Amazon. Amazing books, amazing to look at, and he talks about or explains different mechanisms very elegantly, which are very useful to build tools, right? So we also will share regular information through our group. So you register for that group. We'll share the details there as well. There are tons of resources on YouTube, right, for programming. There's a lot of sites that provide you a lot of programming and build expertise, right? So please, let us know if you need any help there. What to expect on the competition day? Okay. So on the competition day, it's going to be very simple. Earlier, it was complicated. You have to come in early to build and so on. Now it's all we likely will schedule a slot for you, your team, where you come in with your robot, you run around, then you get some time, 5-10 minutes to fix any challenges with the robot. And then you may even get to run a practice mission first, fix your robot, run round 1, fix your robot, run round 2, fix your robot, and so on. So within half an hour, you'll be done with your rounds, right? And then you'll be ranked. Okay. Same thing, there will be different randomization for every round. Okay. And we'll broadcast this live over YouTube. So next is, okay, let me see if I can find one more thing here. There was one more item here. Oh yeah, that's right. So our contact information, right? Email us at roboticsforyouth.org, WRO, and we have a list, WRO list, where we will share the information about the competition with you. If you want to find a team, please, you can use this form to submit your request, and we'll try to match you with a team, right? That's looking for team members. We may also, some of our, we may also be looking to create teams as well to, for those who cannot coach. But would certainly recommend that if you're starting out new, please, parents, start coaching. You'll have your kids at home, and you'll get a lot more time to then help kids prepare as well. Okay. Any questions?
Yes, someone asked if you could please share the link to the presentation so they can access, like, for example, the link to find a team. Yes, absolutely. We'll do that. Okay. We'll share the PowerPoint, share the links, and please, send us your questions on WRO@roboticsforyouth.org. Okay. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Okay. We'll share the recording as well on YouTube, so you can, if you miss something, then you can, review it and find your answers. Okay. Any other questions? How many have participated as, look at the poll, how many have participated in robotics and First Lego League? And what has your experiences been? Can anyone share?
Yes. Hi, this is Chaitanya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my first one, my elder one participated around 4 years actually in FLL. They went to states continuously 4 years.
Got it. Cool. So
really good experience, but now I'm trying to find his some team. Could you please help on that one for FTC for him?
FTC?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I mean, reach out to us. Yeah.
To participate in FTC, but his team members stopped doing, so he's alone now.
Okay.
But
sure.
he's very interested, and then they got first place also in the States also.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, certainly. For those who are new, I'll just explain. So World Robot Olympiad is a great way to start robotics because it's only focused on robot performance, where you're only focused on robotics, right? But then FLL also has two other components, right? I don't know whether there's any change there. You are doing a project based along with your robotics. You're also doing project based, and you're doing some other outreach based activities as well. So it needs a bigger team. It's a little more involved. So you can start with your robotics with World Robot Olympiad, and then move over to participating in FLL as you grow. Okay. And then what I think Chetan talked about was FTC, which is a middle school and high school level robotics, where kids use Java, Android programming, right? With a different set of non-Lego, right, metal parts and right, bigger robots to participate. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a really great help, because if you can help me on that one.
Yeah, sure. Please share your information right through WRO, and then we'll try to find a team for you.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, everyone. I will share this link with you. Please, share any feedback you have, and keep your questions coming. We'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Okay. And we'll try to match you with teams, or, if you want to, I recommend that you start your own team, and we can help you mentor there as well. Okay.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry. I was in mute. Actually, I have the same questions what someone just previously asked. My daughter is a rising 9th grader, and she participated FLL before COVID, and she participated with older kids, but now they moved on. No one is doing FLL anymore. So she's interested to find a team, and she has some sort of knowledge about building the robot and the programming, EV3 programming. I believe that's what she did.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, certainly, you have options here. You can certainly participate in the senior group,
yeah.
right? And I'll tell you that this is not a negative in the sense that there are less teams that participate in the seniors, right? But you still get the same exposure building, and then you have better chance of getting to the world's participating internationals, because there is slightly less competition there, right? And if you want, that's one avenue to, as senior, you can participate in the senior category, right? And it's more challenging, obviously, right? But you have these advantages, and you can there's a lot more competition in the junior and the elementary categories, right? I don't know, that's been my past experience. That's one side. And then the other part is, you can, after you're done with this competition, we can see if we can pair you with a FTC team, right? Which as well. Okay.
All right. So I'll be touched with the email. Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other questions? Anyone on mute? Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
We will get this PPT through email, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Sure. Okay then. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. Okay. And please reach out to us if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Evan, Sania. Okay.